Hey, so greetings, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com, and took it a little bit of a ride around by the park, and so, but I forgot to share with you guys one of the things that I'm really excited about. So, do you know, or have you experienced waterproof bags? Dry bags, whatever they're called. And the way that they maintain their waterproofness is they have basically a seam at the top, which you roll over, and you basically are rolling the bag onto itself, and then you put the clips together. Sorry for the camera movement, or the screwed up camera movement. You put the clips together. Let me make sure I'm doing this properly. You put the clips together like that, and then it's tied together like that, and it becomes magically waterproof. Okay? And it's got the seam, and it's made out of not nylon, but it's made out of like imagine if you were to take fabric and like dip it in rubber, then basically it's like this rubberized sort of fabric. At the end of the day, it's definitely a rubberized thing, but it's very durable. Now, they sell these like everywhere in Boracay. They sell them everywhere near the beaches in Phuket and many other places over there. They sell them at places where there's a whole lot of scuba diving, where there's a lot of surfing, but specifically to Boracay. And I would buy one every now and then, and for the most part, you can buy them over there for like less than $10, especially the cheap ones. And this brings me to why I have this one, is because the ones that I've experienced have this, and they don't have a couple of things. They don't have this holder where you can hold it on the top. They have basically one shoulder strap that connects to the top, and it connects to the bottom via these, like, you know, tough plastic, hardened plastic clips. And then there's this one strap that basically goes over your shoulder. Well, I have designed this one. This one basically has two straps on the back. They're very well attached to it, and they're sewn into the bottom as well as to the top, and they're backpack straps, and they have pads on them, so you can wear it over one shoulder or both shoulders. And here's the interesting part: it took me forever to find one of these as an example, and then we made a bunch, and we're going to be selling these online. We're going to call them Boracay Bag. So boracaybag.com or boracaybags.com, whatever, however it's easier for you to remember it. At the end of the day, it's a Boracay bag. And my tagline for it is going to be, if you want it dry, put it in a Boracay. And if you don't know anything about why it's Boracay or whatever, Boracay is this amazing island in the Philippines. It's one of the smaller ones. It's probably one of the most dense places for vacation, meaning it's this tiny little island with gorgeous sand beaches. And by saying that, you could be like, right, Mike, you're describing places in the Philippines. Agreed. And I think there's plenty of other amazing places to go to the beach, to go vacation, to go scuba diving, to go sailing, to watch sunsets in the Philippines. But this one, first of all, it's cool because that's where I met Gracie, so that's awesome. But the point is that it's just a fantastic island. And what I discovered after traveling throughout the Philippines and talking to other Filipinas and Filipinos, that many of them are like, oh yeah, Boracay is great. Boracay is beautiful or whatever. So I thought, well, you know what? I love Boracay. And as far as I'm concerned, the place that I buy or use these is in Boracay. So this is my Boracay bag. So it's a Boracay bag. And I redid the logo, so I'm not going to get really into the logo. But what you'll see usually a lot is that it'll have the amount of liters that is labeled on there. And so this is a 10-liter one. And we're going to be selling these over here in the US, I think, for like, it's like $14.99 or something like that, but we're going to be blowing out a whole bunch in giveaways. And as I've said before, the cool thing is that my subscribers on YouTube, I only have like 100. I think I have 110 now. And I pretty much know all of you. And so it's cool, like you're all my friends. And so I'm not like making some weird video to like, hey, and the first 100 people get 10% off. No, you're all my buddies. And so you're definitely going to be getting one of these, whether it's like Christmas or whatever. Because I want you to tell me if they're any good or not. And so that'll be cool. So I'm excited to do that. So if you go to boracaybag.com, whenever you're watching this video, either you will go to this video when the website is not set up yet, because we don't have an e-commerce system set up yet, and quite frankly, I don't have enough stock to be able to offer it, because then it's like, hey, thanks a lot for giving me your money, now wait. Because we're back ordered. I don't think that's cool. So I want to get that in place first, and I want to have at least, a couple hundred units available. But the other neat thing about these is that I didn't just like buy it and say, cool, I'm going to bring it back to the US and like import things from Southeast Asia and sell them in the United States. I actually had this tested by a couple of people. One of them is a boat captain who basically is one of these guys that is the captain of a boat that takes you from Caticlan over to Boracay. And I was like, okay, dude, like, use this thing throughout the day and just get me. And I didn't really preempt it with it. He was like, oh, cool. Like, some gringo basically just gave me a bag. Okay, awesome, right? And so, and then I went back. How long were we there? Like 7, 8, 9 days later. And I just said, oh, so how'd it go? And he's like, oh, well, here you go. It's cool. And he's like, yeah, it really works. Thanks very much. And, and it was nice because I was able to, like, I didn't have to, prod him or preface it or whatever. So oh yeah, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Cool. And then I just looked at it and, he had used it. He had fully used it. And the neat thing is that he conveyed a story, in Tagalog through Gracie, about, what it was like when he dropped it overboard. Because he's like, I really trusted, I guess, I mean, again, this is the translation into English and how I'm sort of interpreting it. He was like, it was really cool, I started using it, and then I trusted it, so I put like my cell phone in it or something like that, and then it fell overboard, and he was like, he was like, I'm transporting people. He's like, well, I can't stop my boat and jump in the water and get my, my cell phone. He said, but it floats. And quite frankly, that wasn't part of the design, but I'm kind of glad it is that way, because at the end of the day, once you make it waterproof, you are essentially watertight, right? It's like airtight. Now, I'm not going to tell you to put 7 brand new iPhones in this thing, along with a basket of diamonds, and then submerge it and hold it onto a piece of concrete for 30 days. But what I can tell you is that if you're using this and you're like on vacation, or you're a surfer, or you're a scuba diver, or whatever, don't go diving with it, don't go underneath. But at the end of the day, dude, if you drop this in the water or you bring it anywhere, it's gonna keep that stuff dry. And I don't know if we can guarantee that, because I honestly don't know if that would add value. Like if I say, you can use this, and if it falls overboard, and you've rolled it up correctly, and it didn't go below 25 meters, and it didn't stay in the water for more than 11 minutes or whatever, then I guarantee your stuff to $25,000 or something. I thought about that. Like, you buy a safe and they like guarantee that like if it's in a fire, like it won't. I can't do that because, someone could take it and, not tell me that they went down to 100 meters. And as they were coming up, when they stopped to decompress, somehow it started leaking, and now our company owes them $1,100 because they damaged their iPhone 7. I want to provide a bag that we can guarantee will keep your stuff dry, but I don't know if I can do it that way. So, there's a part of me that also kind of relates back to my experiences that I've had in Thailand, as an example, as you're walking down the street on the sidewalk. And I've been walking down the street on the sidewalk in Thailand, and I look down and there's like a manhole cover that's open halfway. And, if I wasn't watching where I was going, I could have fallen in. But, if I had done that, people would have been like, oh my God, are you okay? We'll take care of you, whatever. But they wouldn't have like said, oh my God, I told you so. But if I said to them, oh my God, I'm going to sue you, the immediate response would be like, look, dude, there's a lot to be said for personal accountability. I mean, don't walk into a hole. Focus. So with that said, there's some degree of personal accountability that I think we're going to have to take. So I don't know. I'm going to figure something like that out. I don't want to get knee deep in the weeds about like getting lawyers for this company and having to prove. I'm selling a bag for like less than $20 that serves a purpose that's really cool. Don't put your child in here and expect them to be able to breathe for 10 minutes underwater, okay? It's a waterproof, it's a dry bag. Another place where I found these, when I was in Phuket, the first place I saw these was in Phuket, and we took a speedboat out to an island. This was like 2 years ago now. And the speedboat ride was probably, I don't know, it was close to 2 hours. It was pretty far out. It wasn't like Kopipi or one of those, you know, James Bond Island. It wasn't like one of the tourist trap deals. But the people that worked on the boat had this, and they rolled up their stuff, and they rolled it like 2 or 3 times, and then they just like threw it in the center of the boat. And we got up there, and then they opened it up, and they pulled out their phone, and they started messing with it, or they pulled out like a book to read that was completely dry or whatever. So anyway, Boracay bag. Put it in a Boracay, it'll stay dry. And so I really think these are a great thing that's necessary for those people that need a dry bag, that need a waterproof bag for a reasonable price. I mean, I've seen some of these things at like the marine stores for like $79.99, and I'm like, come on, man. You know, look I get that we're gonna make these in, oh, and that's the other thing that I love about these. They're gonna be made in probably Iloilo, but at the end of the day, they're gonna be made in the Philippines by Filipinos, because initially these were designed, as far as I'm concerned, for Filipinos, for Thais or whatever. If I could make these in Thailand too, that would be great, but I don't quite know how to source them in Thailand. I know how to source these in the Philippines by a company that makes them in the Philippines, and I like Filipinos, I like Filipinas, I love my girlfriend, so there's that. But I really like being able to provide them with a good amount of money for a quality service, for a product that has integrity, for a product that we've tested. I've tested it in the Philippines. I mean, I have anecdotal evidence that that person on that boat that was going to Phuket was able to keep their stuff dry, because I can watch it and say, okay, they did. But I don't have, I haven't been able to give this to a boat captain and have them use it for like 2 weeks in Thailand. I've been able to do that in the Philippines. I've been able to give this to a scuba diver and be like, okay, well, like, use this on the beach or whatever for your vacation for like 3 or 4 days. In fact, I think the guy was from South Korea. And so there's little areas like that. So at the end of the day, we've tested this in the Philippines. It's been tested by Filipinos. It's been tested by people that are on vacation in the Philippines. It's been made by Filipinos. It's made in the Philippines. So why not, right? But the thing that I really like about this is it's one of the few I've ever found with the backpack straps that don't clip on and clip off, they stay on. And I mean, we've done some serious stress testing. In fact, I was with a buddy of mine at dinner the other day, and I gave this to him, and I said, okay, dude, like, I give this to you. Let's say you just paid $300 for this, and this was here in the US. I'm like, test this and tell me that, you know, you test it right now as far as quality and that sort of thing. And if you don't like it, I'll give you $300 kind of thing, right? So, or I'll give you $300 back. So he like went through it, he was like yanking on the thing and everything and twisting, trying to get the clip open, you know, with just under tension. They're good, they last, I dig them. And I think they're absolutely worth like $20 or $25, whatever we're gonna charge. I gotta figure out the shipping thing. And there's a part of me that wants to do like fulfillment by Amazon, but the problem with that for a really small business is that you don't really get to interface with the customer. And I'm a people guy. And I don't want you to have to go back like through the Amazon thing to, you know, potentially get your money back, or potentially if you have a problem with it. Or better yet, what I would love is like for the first 3 to 4 years of this product, that every single person that basically buys one and uses it, like, sends the company a postcard where you're using it, or is part of a group of people, outdoors people, that are like, here's how I used it. I mean, for all I know, turning this thing upside down and like wearing it over your scuba tank is like a new way of care. I don't know, you know, but I can tell you that I really like being part of user groups. It's one of sort of like the jobs I have. I'm honored to be a president of a user group. And we find new and better solutions that we then give back to the manufacturer for their products that add value to me as a user. So that's what I'm also hoping to do with this. So it's not just something that like I want to buy for $5 and sell it for, in fact, we're gonna have to pay more than that for them, I know that, because I want a decent quality one. At the end of the day, I want one that you buy that you have, I mean, forever, right? Kinda. Or at least can if you want to. We're gonna do funky colors like this. I like to make them kind of bright because I've discovered that the people that are using them, like, it's important to be able to find it when you're kind of in the middle of a place that's not necessarily environmentally friendly. You know, so where it's cold or where it's rainy or where there's other people and everyone's got a black backpack, you're like, no, give me my Boracay. Give me my Boracay bag. So that's a little bit about that. That's a little bit longer than a little bit about that, but I wanted to share this with you. I hope you guys dig it. I hope you go to boracaybag.com, and remember, if you want it dry, keep it into Boracay. And it's Mike saying, I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong, and you're not doing it with a Boracay. Talk to you soon. Ciao.